Stevie, Mac, chill. Stevie, Magnano, Stevie, you gotta drop it.
Last time.
Stevie, drop it.
Unjustified. That's what state inspectors are saying about the deadly shooting of Stephen Jones by a former Hartford police officer.
And that former officer now facing charges. Your chief investigative reporter Sam Smink joins us live in Hartford with more about the arrest warrant and what city leaders are saying.
An officer is facing manslaughter charges after fatally shooting the man during a mental health crisis. But I don't think the bigger question is whether the shooting was justified. I think the bigger question is what failed before the shots were even fired. Today, we're rewinding it back and we're breaking down this body cam second by second to see if better training could have prevented this outcome. Man, what's up, family? I appreciate you for tapping in to another edition of Just Wrong. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notification bells.
The arrest warrant for former Hartford police officer Joseph Magnano says Magnano was not dispatched to the scene, that he responded on his own after hearing radio traffic. Stephen Jones was in the middle of a mental health crisis holding a large knife. Officers had tried to tase him. It didn't work. Investigators for the Inspector General's office say Magnano was on scene for 34 seconds, interacting with Jones 26 seconds before firing. Officer Magnano says he was scared for his life and scared for civilians behind him. The arrest warrant notes at least 4 shots were fired after Jones fell. Jones was shot 9 times and died at the hospital.
Now, as you heard, officers pretty much had this scene under control. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to jump straight into the actual body cam footage of the officers that were on scene before Officer Magnano arrived on scene and shot the man 9 times and killed him after being on scene himself for 30 seconds.
Hold on, drop the knife. Drop the knife first. Have him drop the knife. What's his? Hey, throw the knife away. Throw the knife. Drop. Alright, he's coming toward you. Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Yep. I'm not gonna shoot him. Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
The officer who's already there on scene was intended to try to talk the situation down, being that it was a more sensitive situation and not just a violent man with a knife running around. And we're going to switch to a body cam of another angle so that you have a better view of another officer who was on scene.
Just drop it. Just drop it. My man, you don't want to get shot. Think about it. Drop the knife. We're just going to get your help. We're going to get your help. Just drop it. Just drop it. My man, we're good. Yo, look at me. We're here to help you. We're here to help you. Just drop it. Just drop it. We're just going to get you to the hospital. We're going to talk to somebody. Your family wants you to get help. What's your name, my man? What's your name? What's your name? Stevie. What's his name? Stevie? Stevie, can you drop it for me?
Drop the knife!
Stevie, you gotta drop it. You gotta drop it, Steve. You got.
Drop the knife!
Stevie, you gotta drop it. You gotta drop it.
Drop the knife!
You gotta drop it. You gotta drop it. Stevie, watch that.
Stevie, drop the knife. Come on, baby.
Personally, I think it's important to note that in this very moment, what we're seeing on this body cam is that, for one, officers are managing distance from a point where they're comfortable. generally speaking, they're kind of close to him, but at the same time, they're not worried of him charging. They're talking to him. He's responsive in a sense that he stopped coming towards them. He's kind of thinking the situation through. You can kind of see that through his facial reaction and his body movements. And from a general standpoint, you can pretty much say that this scene is under control. Now, granted, there is a man standing here with a knife. You never know how someone is going to react or what they're thinking in their head. But with the perceived notion that this is a mental health guy, these officers that are on scene that responded to the initial call are taking that extra step to try to calm this man down, talk him through it, and be a little more reasonable in the situation, giving him much grace. Now, I'm not saying that this guy deserves grace or that he's entitled to be able to wield a knife in the street after self-harming. He's obviously violent, though to himself. But these officers that are on scene now are doing the best job possible to try to mitigate these circumstances. Now let's continue the body cam right where we left off at so we can get the full scope of the situation.
You're okay. Stevie, look, they're trying to help you. They're trying to help you.
Calm down, Stevie.
They want to help you. Just drop it and we'll help you.
You ain't hungry?
Stevie, drop it. We're going to put the guns away and that's it.
Stevie, it's me and Nate. Me and Derek, we going to send me. Drop the knife.
Stevie, just drop it. Just drop it. It's all done, Stevie. It's all over with, Steve.
Good job, Sonny. Stevie, come on.
Stevie.
You gotta drop the knife.
Stevie,
You gotta
come on.
drop the knife.
Look at Sonny.
You gotta drop it, honey.
Yeah, get Sonny, Stevie. Come on, Stevie.
Drop it, hon.
Stevie, it's over with. It's over with. Just drop it and let's go get help. All right?
It's not that.
Okay.
You don't have to do
Stevie,
that.
drop the knife.
Stevie, you're okay.
Do you have another can?
You're okay. Can you drop it for me, Steve? Stevie, can you drop it, my man? What's going on with you? Drop it. Just drop it so we can help you. You got a big knife in your hand. You got to drop it so we can help you. Okay? All right, Steve? Steve, you're okay. We're going to make sure you're okay. Just drop the knife. We're going to get you. We're going to go talk to somebody, okay?
Drop the knife.
Stevie, just drop it. Just drop it.
Drop the knife.
Stevie, Mac, chill. Stevie, Magnano, chill.
Drop the knife.
Stevie,
Drop
you
the knife.
gotta drop it.
Last time.
Stevie,
Drop the knife.
drop it.
Drop it.
Now, at this point in the video, this is Officer, I believe you pronounce it, McNulty. Officer McNulty came on scene, hopped out the car, instantly started taking over the scene from the officers that were already there that were present. Now, in this instant, is Officer McNulty in danger of a person with a knife approaching him? Absolutely he is. However, my question is, if you arrived on the scene as an addition to the officers that were already there, also with it being reported that he wasn't dispatched to the call, he pulled down to the call under his own regard, why take over the scene, draw the aggro from the man wielding the knife, and then shoot him 9 times without having a backstory of what's going on, without consulting other officers on the scene? Now, these actions resulted in his firing and him also being charged with homicide. Now, we're going to break down the news clip real quick and let's see exactly what the mayor is saying, because they said that the mayor is the one that made the call to have him fired from the department. Let's check that out now.
Jones was one of 2 men shot and killed by Hartford police in a span of 8 days. Fox 61's Tim Lateau shares the latest from City Hall.
This comes exactly 1 month since the shooting, which is also the end of that officer's probationary period. We've heard from community members who have called for that officer's termination, and the mayor says he has too. And while the Office of the Inspector General continues to investigate, the mayor says he had to take action.
I've been consistently clear about how disturbed I have been by the images I saw that we all saw, from the body-worn camera footage to the public videos that were shared.
A day after 55-year-old Stephen Jones was laid to rest, the police officer who investigators say killed him was put out of a job. Officer Joseph Magnano arrived on scene several minutes after other officers. According to the preliminary report from the Office of the Inspector General, Magnano fired his gun 9 times at Jones just 30 seconds after arriving on scene. Jones died from his injuries 5 days later.
I made the determination to terminate Officer Magnano effective immediately, based on his performance as a Hartford police officer. This is the last day of his probationary period as an officer, and we made the determination that his performance as an officer is not befitting of the standards that we expect of our Hartford Police Department.
And I think what he said is very important. The standards of what we expect on this police department. And what that means is they expect a bit of patience, a bit of restraint, better skills to be able to read the environment, read the room. You don't want a hothead on a department that elevates every room that he goes in, that goes into a scene and instantly puts fuel on the fire. And that's exactly what this officer did. He threw fuel on the fire for a scene that wasn't even his. He put himself in harm's way, which is what put his own officers around him in a sticky predicament to have to try to protect him and cover for his name when he put himself in a situation to begin with. Now, I understand that this topic, I may lose some of you when it comes to my opinion on this. I'm usually not as opinionated, but I find myself right now kind of doing a series on mental health incidents with police officers. And I think this is just one of those prime examples where we need a level of patience when it comes from police officers, peace officers, constables, sheriffs, state troopers, whatever the case may be. Now understand, it's a sticky situation. You got a man wielding a knife, but the people on scene had context to where they were more comfortable dealing with the man, because this wasn't a violent man out here running around harming people. He didn't harm his sister who was in the house with him. He wasn't harming the neighbors that was over there talking to him. And while he was talking with these other people, he was still wielding a knife. They called the police because he was self-harming himself with the knife. And when police got there, of course, the situation escalated from police presence. But at that point, he instantly calmed himself down once that he saw that he was not in danger and that he saw that they weren't willing to shoot him. He instantly calmed down. He paced himself. And then when Officer McNulty came on scene, within 30 seconds of being there, without context of the call, without understanding what was going on, instantly put 9 shots into this man's body, he deserved to be fired. And he deserves to be criminally charged. Whether you want to call it homicide, negligence, whatever you want to call it, some type of consequences have to be had because of these actions. They said this police department had 2 shootings in 8 days where someone lost their life to police shootings. Now, whether the other one was misconduct or not, I can't speak on that. However, I think this deserves eyes on it. Let's keep going.
Hartford Police Union President Sergeant James Rukowski reacted to the findings, saying he stands behind Magnano.
If I'm in that situation, I expect every officer in the city of Hartford to come and back me up, because I don't want to be on an island left by myself. To say that he wasn't dispatched, that he took the initiative to make sure that the community and his fellow officers were safe, nonsensical statement.
Hartford Mayor Arunar Lumplum fired Magnano on the last day of his probationary period, saying he felt and still feels Magnano did not follow protocol.
I will tell you that as I talk to residents on the street, especially in our neighborhoods, I think a lot of them saw the response and the aftermath of this officer-involved shooting go very differently than previous ones. And I think it has restored some level of faith and trust.
Magnano will make his arraignment on June 5th. He faces 1 to 20 years in prison if convicted.
Now, starting off, I apologize for the length of this video. I know I try to keep it under a certain amount when I do my videos, but I felt like the full context and scope, not only of the shooting itself being with a body cam, but also the response from the mayor and the response for the lead guy over the police department. Now, I think it's important to note, he specifically said that if it was me in this situation, I would not want to be left on the island. Now, I think he's trying to play devil advocate just to try to help save face for his fellow officers so he doesn't get charged with the full extent of the law. But whatever you want to call it, you got to call a spade, you got to call wrong. Now, I try not to put my full opinion into these videos so that I can give the people a bit of a space for debate or to say whether they feel this is right or wrong, because most of these cases that I cover have not been litigated in court. They haven't reached a verdict. He's still going through the court proceedings, and one thing I hate to always do is judge somebody in the court of public opinion. Everybody deserves their just due time in court, but I just feel so strongly about situations like this where you have people who are more so hotheads than peace officers. And I think that word is important, that name is important. They're called peace officers for a reason. So one important thing is when they said that there were multiple officers on scene, I believe 3 to 4 other officers already on scene who has been there for 10, 15, 20 plus minutes. He arrived last and was there for 30 seconds before he decided to put 9 bullets in the man. And I'm gonna leave it there at that. I don't think any more context is needed in this video. I've given you pretty much my insight on it. I appreciate you for tapping in. If you haven't already, make sure you hit a like for the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the hype button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you tapping in to another one. I'm here till I'm not.